Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and it's time for another Bulgarian workout. And today we adjusted the squat a little bit more. I think I've got kind of an idea of where I need to go with the grip as far as getting used to this low bar. And a lot of people have told me, why don't you just give up doing low bar, since because of your old bicep problem. Look, I gave that up before when I was powerlifting in the UK, and I feel like it compromised my total. I'm going to work through it. I'm going to keep doing shoulder mobility work, bicep mobility work. I'm going to keep massaging it, and we're going to work on keeping my elbows down. Now, obviously, I have a bit more wrist bend than I would like, so I'm going to have to actually keep working that mobility. I'm going to have to work these until it improves, but the fortunate thing here is that today it was a lot less painful, and I mean dramatically less painful. It still hurt, but it only hurt on my heavy set, my 482.5. And I can look at the footage and tell, you know what? I still have work I need to do there because that elbow position still isn't completely where I want it. The wrist position isn't where I want it. I'm going to have to keep working on getting my scapula pulled together and getting everything tight while getting those elbows down and getting those wrists a little straighter. And it might require some different changes in the grip width, but we're going to make it work, and I'm going to fix this problem, and I'm going to be squatting pain-free because that's the only thing slowing me down now. My squats just keep going up. And in fact, today, because again, I adjusted it, and it was slightly different squat technique as a result, because again, once everything up top changes slightly, it changes your center of balance, a hair, and everything else. It was like a 2.3 second concentric. But you know what? All the data I've got showing for the distance I'm moving the bar, anything between 3 and 4 seconds is considered pretty much a true training max. So I'm below that. I'm happy with it. I mean, the rep looks really clean in spite of it. So we hit our number for the day. That means we go up 2.5 pounds, right? It wasn't a grinder. Monday, we go up to 485. We slap a 4 thread plate on. We're making progress. We're still moving forward. And, a little side note, because you guys see I've started slowly adding more volume on certain lifts that have stalled. But it's funny, I'm not going to go into who it is, and I actually ban people for mentioning small channels that try to make trash talk videos about me. If you try to link their videos and you start mentioning them, if they don't have at least 100,000 subscribers, I'm not acknowledging them. You're just going to get banned for giving them free advertising. They didn't pay me to advertise on my channel. You don't get to advertise for them. But there's a loudmouth who, squats less than I do, who basically said that me saying that squat accessories aren't necessary is just laziness, right? He said it's laziness because you're not doing extra work. I'm like, why don't you try squatting every day, bro? What do you squat once or twice a week? Talking about other people being lazy. It's like, and here's the thing. The funny part, the guy says, well, and sometimes you need the accessories because you're just too tired to squat more. Oh, I'm too tired to squat more. So, well, sounds to me like somebody else is the lazy ones. Because here's the thing, guys. You know what you're limited by? You're limited by your rest recovery fuel, right? Rest recovery fuel. I train within the limits of my rest recovery and fuel. If I need to do extra work, I find a way to get extra sleep in so that I can recover to do more work. Because that's how this system works, guys. If you're not stalling, don't change anything. You don't need to do more work. If you're getting stronger on the lifts that you care about, your big important lifts, you don't need to do more work because you're improving. As long as you're improving, everything's great. If you're improving at a desirable pace, you're doing the perfect amount of work, right? If you start stalling, that's when you need to do more work. You're obviously probably not putting in quite enough training volume. It's time to do more work. Well, in a system like this, that's when you add in the back offsets. All right? If you're stalling on a lift and you can at least hit your training minimums every day, then you hit your training minimums and you add in a back offset where you either reduce the weight about 10% and do a double or reduce the weight 15% and do a triple. If you need more volume beyond that, you can add a second back offset. You do back off work. That's how you add more volume on a system like this. And you're still heavy. You're still doing very low reps, but you get more volume. And when you think about it, if you have a lift you're doing 6 days a week for a training max for a single, you're getting 6 heavy singles in. If you're having to do 2 back offsets, so you're maximizing volume, you're now doing 12 sets of 3 on top of it. So you're hitting 6 basically training maxes along with what? 12 heavy triples, 12 more sets every week. That's basically 18 total sets. That's not an unreasonable amount of volume considering you're going to be going pretty heavy on all of them. So just food for thought, guys. This system allows for plenty of volume. Plenty of volume. And you can literally focus on 4, 5, 6 lifts and get all the volume you need on them, but you're getting that high specificity. The bench obviously went really good today. It was easy. It's fine. So happy with that for now, considering I'm cutting. I'm down a pound finally. Like, I stalled for 2 weeks on my scale loss. I've lost 15 total pounds now, but I've only lost 1 pound in the last 2 weeks. I lost 2 pounds the first week after the DEXA scan. Then I stalled. Then I've lost another pound. We might swoosh again tomorrow. It tends to happen to me sometimes a couple days in a row. So I'm down 3 pounds since the DEXA scan, but I'm stronger. I guess we'll find out when we get to the next DEXA scan, because I'm going to do one every 90 days. We're going to see where I'm at. We'll see if I gained any muscle with the weight loss. I'm hoping to be under 20% body fat when I get to the next DEXA scan, but if not, at least I'll be close. But I want to be there, and I want to be stronger. That's the main thing. I want to be squatting 500 every day by the time we get to that DEXA scan. That's what we want. The deadlift's going good. Again, working on my mechanics. I did a whole video today discussing what I'm doing different with my deadlifting. So you guys can watch that rather than me rehash it in this one. But needless to say, my deficit hook grip, the 425, was easy. It means we go up next week. We'll jump 10 pounds. So we'll go up to 435 next week. Do it 6 days. And then we did all of our volume work, right? I did rows, Pendlay rows. If we want to call them Pendlays, they're not super strict. And that's okay. As long as we're getting an explosive concentric base row off the floor where we're hitting the chest, it's good to go. Now, someone asked me, will I progress on these? Yes, I will either add more sets or I will add weight. If I can add weight without getting sloppier on the form, I'll start microloading it up. If I feel like I'm getting sloppy on the form, I'll add another set. But yes, we will add volume on these. These are my primary, if we want to call it, accessory lift. My lift I don't hit maxes on, right? The one lift I don't hit maxes on, but it's an all-around size and strength builder that will carry over to all 3 of my other big lifts. All right? A row like this carries over to your deadlift and your bench press, and maybe to some extent the squat, arguably. It really fills in those weak gaps that we have. Because, you're not going to build all the muscle that you want musculature off squat, bench, and deadlift. You need work for your upper back. You need it. And it gives the extra grip work, so it's nice. So, this is what I'm adding in, and I'm just doing the 3x3 with this weight for this week, and we'll see how it goes next week. I might repeat it for the full week, and then we'll bump something up. Because obviously we don't want to keep it right where it is. We don't want to stagnate. We want to make progress. Especially with a newer lift that we add back in, especially it's a volume lift that's there to help you thicken up your weak links. We're going to make sure that we progress on it. Press went good. As you guys know from what I said last time, I realized 225 is too much for my daily minimum. I can't hit it every day. I've only been able to hit it 5 days in a week, like 3 weeks in a row, and I've missed it 1 day every week. If I can't hit it every day, 6 days a week, it's too heavy. I can't be missing it on the 4th day or the 6th day of the week. That's not a true training minimum. So 215 is my better training minimum. It flew up today. And as promised, I did 2 back off sets. So that's where we're going to go with the press. Since tomorrow is my play around day, active recovery day, snatch day, whatever I feel like doing. Some barbell complexes, a bunch of band work, fun stuff. Where I don't have to lift anything heavy. I play around on Sundays. It's a good day to go ahead and up the extra volume because we added 1 back offset yesterday. I added 2 today. I'll adapt to it over tomorrow, and we'll probably be able to come in and do this all week long. All right? We'll do this all week long. I think doing a 3-week block of 2 back offsets on my press, I think in spite of the weight loss, we'll go ahead and drive it up. I think it will go ahead and increase. That's what we want. We want to bring that daily minimum up, and we need this volume to do it. That's what we have to do. It's been stalled for a while. I want to increase it. And because the overhead press tends to carry over well to my bench, my close grip bench might start going up too. And if it doesn't, Because you know what? That's the thing. Accessories, or even movements that we think of as accessories, even if they're primary movements, don't always increase your main lifts. Welcome to reality. Increasing the main lifts increases the main lifts. There's no guarantee that some assistance work you do is going to increase it. So if we have to, we'll do some extra back off work on the bench press. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.